Alright, hey, so I'm going to show you how to do bouncing ball animation in Pivot. To learn how to make the basketball for Pivot, you can watch a previous tutorial on how to make simple objects for Pivot. It was made in 2020. So this one, I'm going to just show you what I've got. Here's my animation so far. By the way, I've made my animation a lot larger so that it looks good on the full screen, but yours doesn't need to be. I'm liking my bounce. It's looking pretty good, especially my first. There's a little, so I'm going to show you how to fix it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my animation one frame at a time. So if you wanted to pause and make yours look like exactly like mine as a practice thing, then you could. So I'm using the greater than and less than signs next to the letter M, between the M and the question mark on my keyboard, and that lets me advance. So the first thing I did was a little bit of anticipation. I have my character just look up. That is merely to point the viewer's eyes to the basketball that's going to fall down. I've also left the basketball completely outside of the dotted line so that we don't see anything sticking in the screen when the animation plays. So there's this concept called slow in, slow out. So when I start my animation, you're going to see it staying pretty close. They're close together, and then they start spreading out and getting farther apart. So now I'm on frame 16. I've only done one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it hits the ground. Yours might be a little different depending on how large your area is. You're going to notice now that it's hit an object that the first frame I'm doing is a little closer together, but then it's going to move back up higher. It's going to go up. And then when it gets to the top of its arc, because I want the ball to slow down, I want it to go boing, boing, boing. It's going to have more frames right there at the top, and then it's going to fall back down. In fact, I could even, so for example, here's how you fix a problem. If you've got a, let's say I want it to pause right there. I want it to actually like stop, like freeze in this spot. So right there, I'm going to take my mouse to the right. See, this one is highlighted in blue. I'm going to go to the right of that frame, and I'm going to say insert, and it will insert a copy of that frame. And in fact, that's exactly what I want. I just want the ball to stay. I can use my arrow keys to adjust my object, but I'm not even going to touch it. Don't use the space bar to add frames when you're editing your animation. Spacebar only adds something to the end of your whole animation. It would put it all the way back here. So I'm going to hit play now and see how that looks. I'm going to watch the whole thing through, the first bounce especially. Oh yeah, I really like that stop. So I'm going to add that where there's 2 frames that are exactly the same to every bounce. So I'm going to follow my bounce now so you can see what I did. 1. Again, you can pause this animation anytime. So it went there, there, there. Starts slowing down because it's getting closer, getting even closer. Actually, that one did pretty good. I actually had those 2 right next to each other. Then it falls, hits the ground, goes up. I'm gonna make that copy of that one. So I'm gonna right click, insert. I'm just gonna double that one. See, now this is how high it went right there. So my next one I want to come up to like maybe here. Let's see how high it goes. See, I'm gonna make that one go higher. So I'm gonna immediately just I'm gonna move all these up more. But they're gonna be closer. I'm just using the arrow keys. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna play that back now. See how that looks with my little adjustments. Yeah, it's not perfect, but there you go. There's the bouncing ball. It's not about spacing everything evenly. I'm gonna save this. Save animation. Since I've already saved, you'll notice there's a dot. That means I haven't saved. So Control S will just save my work. Control S. And it saves it wherever I saved it. Save animation as lets you choose where you're going to save it, and if you're in my class, you should be saving to your H drive. We've actually created a folder in our class called pivot. If you don't have a folder called pivot, you could make one with a new folder button and make a pivot folder inside your Digi 1920. And I'm going to call it basketball bounce. And I already have a basketball bounce, so I'm going to call it basketball bounce 3 because I've improved it. And there you go. There's my process for making the basketball bounce and make it look good. You can, try that idea. Should do something different with the basketball. So he's throwing it, and show me that. Have a great day, and talk to you later. Bye.